Welcome back, everybody, and today I'm going to be sharing the process of how to make this easy to make minnow trap out of recycled pieces that you can also use multiple times. I hope you enjoyed the video, and let's get started. In this video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to make this kind of trap, and we're also going to set it to see if it works. Laid out here is everything that you're going to need to make this trap, and you're going to need something to cut apart the bottle itself, which we're going to turn to the trap, and then some things to connect everything together, which is the tape and also some zip ties. You're also going to need some rocks to hold it down to the bottom, some bait to put in the trap, which is some bread and some cat food, or you can put really anything that attracts some fish. And then I also have some fishing line here to be able to tie to the trap itself, and then also be able to retrieve it once it's done. And then this peanut jar here actually has some components that we're going to use, and I'll explain more later in the video, but it's pretty neat. It allows this trap to be used multiple times without having to disassemble and take everything apart in the main trap. So, should be a lot of fun. The first step is to take your scissors or your knife and cut along right where that curved part starts to get to the flat area, and then we're going to flip that over and install it from there. So now that the top's cut off, you're going to take your peanut jar here, and this is also optional. You don't have to do this, but this is what I'm going to do. And then I'm going to cut off right around the top, just similar to what I did for this, except a little bit higher. So this is actually the part of the peanut jar that I wanted, and you're going to be using this to be able to cut a hole in the side, and then as you're done and all the minnows are in there, you can unscrew this cap and then dump this trap out into your minnow box. So that way you don't have to worry about having to shimmy them out of the top or cut a hole in the trap that you made and have to remake one the next time. So you want to make sure when you're cutting off the top lid of the peanut jar that you keep a little bit of an edge on the side here, so that way you can slip this in and still have that friction to be able to pull out before we add the glue. So that way you still have that little lip to hold, and now we're going to add some hot glue around here to make sure it's really secure. So you can see here a little bit better how this will work. It's all sealed up, and say you have this minnow trap all put together already. It's sitting in the water. You have it full of minnows. You can now take off the top lid here, dump them all out in your bucket, and then there you go. You don't have to worry about making a new one and cutting the one you have apart. So pretty neat. Now that we added the tape, I'm going to add a couple zip ties to make sure everything's reinforced. So obviously you don't have to add those zip ties to the top. I just like to add them just to make sure that everything's structurally sound and the tape and the glue won't wear off over time. Alright, and one of the last steps is to add some line here to the side or to the top. Doesn't really matter which, but I add some line there, so I'll be able to tie it off to the bank. Now I'm going to add my rocks and fill in all my bait and screw on the top, and this thing will be ready to be set. Alright, there's this thing all set up, ready to go with some bread and some cat food in there, along with some rocks to hold at the bottom. So we should have some good luck. Let's go set it. Alright, it has been just under 24 hours. We're going down to the trap to see if we got anything. Alright, now I'm going to open up the trap and see if we got anything. See a couple guys in there. Alright, so you got two big crawfish. Pretty awesome. Dump them out here so I can show you guys. Pretty cool. Throw them back. And there's a bigger guy in here as well. So no minnows on this batch, but we definitely got some pretty cool creatures in here. So it'll work for crawfish as well. I have caught a couple crawfish in the past, but never two in a batch. So it's pretty awesome. You can also make this trap using a bigger bottle, like a 2-liter bottle or something like that, depending on how much space you want for minnows to be able to be in there. But ended up pretty cool.